This review has been approved by Lord Carnage.
Banished from Earth Classic Game Room broadcasts from the Intergalactic Space Arcade on its never-ending mission to review everything.
It's classic game room time, it's Atari 2600 time, and it's time for a bad game on the Atari 2600. How about some Sssnake? This game is Sssnake for the Atari 2600 from Data Age, released in 1982. This game is terrible, but you think you've played a lot of bad games, right? No, you haven't truly played awful games until you've started to dredge the sludge at the bottom of the Atari 2600 catalog. There were some pretty awful games. Games like this. Sssnake. Which is like a desperate, half-assed, poorly executed attempt to combine Centipede, Space Invaders, and some kind of a stupid circus game. You move your little cannon around inside that rectangle. You can only move left or right on the top or bottom and up and down on the sides. The controls are terrible, mind you. They're absolutely horrible controls. And what you're supposed to do is avoid the snake, which doesn't give you any points or anything, even if you shoot it. And it also doesn't pose much of a threat. It's pretty easy to avoid, actually. And you shoot the monsters or whatever, but there's no time limit, so once you figure out the pattern, you just shoot, move a little bit, shoot, move a little bit, and that's the game. That's Snake. Oh, now I move, it goes over me, I go back up, and continue shooting. This game is terrible. But wait, there's more. What if you want more snakes? Well, game option 2 gives you 2 snakes. Twice the snakes, same amount of suckage. The thing is, there's not much to this game, but it could have been better with a few relatively simple tweaks. You're not scored for shooting the snakes at all, which is a major oversight, I think, because they're really easy to avoid once you figure out their patterns, which don't change. So you just stay out of the way and shoot the enemies, but there's no time limit, so the game gets boring really fast. This one is lacking the risk versus reward element that makes a good arcade game good. Like, do you go for all the ghosts in Pac-Man? Do you try to shoot the dangerous spiders in Centipede, you know? In Snake, you're rewarded for playing it safe. Stay out of the way. Shoot the enemies when you get around to it. If you want the greatest reward of all, if you really want to play it safe, you won't play Snake at all. That way you won't have to endure this giant pile of snake poo. And there had to be a lot of disappointed kids around. Here's this. 1982. Snake sucks. Cool artwork, though. If you could just admire the artwork, you'd be in good shape. Don't play it, though. There you go, good artwork. Not such a great game, which is a familiar story from 1982 on the Atari 2600. But that doesn't stop me from giving a classic game room shout-out and thank you to Luke from Concord, New Hampshire. Thank you for sending Snake. I love it. boring.